welcome both of you for the Counselor Connect program between Oklahoma City University, USA, with the St.Kabir School, Chandigarh. So if I talk about Oklahoma City University, it was founded in 1904, affiliated with the United Methodist Church and located in Oklahoma City in the state Oklahoma. It offers more than 70 undergraduate degrees and more than 20 graduate degrees and is consistently ranked a top regional university by US News and World Report. It is having students from 46 states from the United States and 43 foreign countries. And more than 90% of students receive academic merit performance or need-based financial aid from the university. From this university, we have Aaron Wheelberger, who is currently working in the capacity of Director of International Admissions with us today. Welcome, Aaron.
Thank you.
From the school, if I talk about the school, it was founded in 1974, and the director cum founder principal, Mr. J.P. Singh, has been honored by the Independent Schools Federation in 2001-2 for distinguished service in the field of education. In 2012, two students from the school attended the summer studies program organized by the Duke University, the TIP program, in the Infosys Mysore campus. And the school has also won first position in the World Scholars, I can't see this.
Scholars Cup in 2017.
Thank you so much, Nia, since I'm getting that spot on that word. And from this school, we have Ms. Neha Arora, who's working as head counselor. Welcome, Neha.
Thank you.
Now, if I talk about Unibrijj, Unibrijj works as a retail office for the universities to penetrate Indian market. And we are supporting universities through tailored student recruitment services like virtual connect, high school counselors and students, dedicated in-country advisor, digital marketing, student recruitment tours, and other support functions. So with this, I would like to conclude my presentation. And now I would request Ms. Neha Arora to give us a little insight of the school. Over to you, Neha.
Yeah, thank you, Nupur. Oh, thank you, Afsa. Sorry. Actually, school, like Nupur stated, is a very prestigious school in the Tri-City, which is a conglomeration of three cities, and that is how we call it, Chandigarh, Mohali, and Panchkula. School is absolutely hosting a set of brilliant students, and most of them willing to apply abroad. However, the institution of this cell of counseling for international admissions has been primarily officially instituted last year only. And we sent only 3 students last year, and this year also we have 3 to 4 students who are planning to go to different universities abroad. And we are looking forward to establish an association with foreign universities so that we can give an insight about the benefits of education in USA and other universities to students, so that we are able to help them along with scholarship. These students are extremely bright, so our endeavor is to get them the maximum return on their investment for higher education. Thank you.
Thank you, Neha. Thank you so much. Aaron, can you please explain about the USPs and the admission process of the university so that Neha will get an idea? Over to you. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you, Neha, for taking this time to hear about Oklahoma City University. Sorry, I don't have a kind of a PowerPoint presentation to show you, but I'll definitely try to send you some information about the university that kind of gives you a good overview of who we are and how we can help your students. Like what we were talking about, Oklahoma City, we are in the downtown area of Oklahoma City, which is the largest city in the state of Oklahoma. And that's benefits for your students and the fact that we are connected with businesses. And then we're in the downtown area, so students may not be way off into like what we call a college town, or they're off into outside of the city where there's not a whole lot necessarily to do other than the school. And in our case, we're in the downtown area, so plenty of things for them to do outside of the school. One of the other great things is the connection with our district areas within the city. So we have a well-established Indian population and an Asian population that's the closest kind of district areas next to our campus. So that creates more benefits, gets a little bit more closer to home with the parents, with the students. And so the students don't feel too homesick as far as coming to the U.S. So that's a little bit about where we're centrally located. We are in the center part, like center southern part of the United States. So the great benefits of that is the cost is less. So affordability for students to live, to work, is less. And normally our tuition is about right as far as when you're talking about a private institution and the abilities for that student to go, we do create, tuition is a lot less too. So one of the things about our office, let's go with this. So our university, I can go kind of off my PowerPoint in a way, which I just kind of looking at it. So our university has over 70 undergraduate programs and 20 plus grads, along with a few doctoral type programs. We have it over STEM programs, humanities, business, nursing, theater. We even have a law school, and then we have a music program. And so all of these programs are highly accredited, and they could benefit with your students. I'll go over just a few programs, which you'll get more of this with kind of our information that we'll send to you. But some of our big programs, especially within the STEM, would be under our biology programs, our computer science, and then we have over, if you go into kind of main detail, like exercise sciences and sports science and stuff like that. And then we have a pre-engineering program. We don't have a full-on engineering, we'll say, school or program, but we do team up with another university in which a student will do 2 years with us, and then they'll do 2 years with this school, and they get 2 degrees. So they will get 2 bachelors. They get a bachelor's from us, and then they get a bachelor's in whatever they study from that particular university. And we partner with this university. It's a highly ranked engineering program at that university and quite difficult to get in. But if students were to go into our pre-engineering program, it's an automatic pathway or a bridge type style to get into that school. And so that's part of our engineering type programs. And then of course our computer science. One of the great benefits, as you know, a lot of students are obviously thinking about college, but on top of that, they're also thinking about, what am I going to do after that? Will I have a job after that? What type of job? Money starts to come into play as far as what will be my salaries and stuff. One of the benefits or one of the statistics about the university is the national U.S. average for a university to place a student in a job or place that student that gets accepted into a graduate program at a particular school is 42%. So that's the national average in the U.S. With the university, we're at 85%. So, and then within our business program, we're at 92% that we're able to place our students. And then within our nursing programs, at a 100%. And that's a good testament of showing, our abilities, not only of how we educate, but also train the students and prepare the students for, life after school, and then actual real world requirements for a job and stuff. So, and then of course, like we said, or like I was talking about, we have other kind of really good niche type programs, and that would be like under our theater, our music, our film, arts and design type program. We have what's called esports management. As you know, as you possibly may know, that esports, the gaming industry has been booming. We have esports management. We also have game design and animation.
Can I pause
So
you here, Aaron? I want to know a little bit more about esports management. Normally, we've heard sports management as an undergrad major. So, what do you offer in esports management? It is like virtual gaming industry you're talking about, or the physical sports, and there is an e-commerce management of that. Could you elaborate that?
right, it's new, it's unique. So with the esports, you know, world game, you know, just similar to like if we were to go to a cricket game, you have all these people that have to put on the actual cricket game. That, you know, that they have to put on the programming, they have to do the promotional. You have announcers, you have videography, everything that goes on, an actual production to put on an esports. Well, esports is very similar to that, where you have all these people that will come into, oh, there we go. You have all these people that will come into an arena or into a little stadium type thing, and then they play and stuff. So esports management actually is preparing them for that, to be a productionist, to put everything on, to be the manager of the esports. So that's a picture of our, or that previous one, that's a picture of where we do kind of
And
our,
which slide should I focus on?
if you could go back one.
This one?
Yes. So that's under our arts and sciences, the visual arts. So that particular picture there is where we do kind of our computer science and then our game animation and design facilities. That's just one of our labs. But the esports, because of its popularity and takeoff, there is a demand for putting on productions and actually being the manager of these productions. Not only that, is it actually establishes people, it gives them a degree in multiple other areas within mass communications, under the broadcasting, under other types of production type jobs that they may get into. So that's kind of under the esports management side. We do have some students that will do under the, what we call the game animation and design, and that's the creation of apps. And that kind of goes along the same lines with esports, because as you're playing, as the students playing esports, obviously that's a game. So you'll get a lot of students that are very interested in actually making games. And so this is where the game animation design and then also our computer science program kind of comes in. And that's how we tie them together. Okay, you can go to the next one, next slide. Some of our business, so similar to like what I was saying, we have an undergraduate business and graduate programs for business. One of the great benefits of if your students were to come to our university is the ability to have internships while they're in the program, and then also have the ability to have a job afterwards. As I was saying, you know, national average for U.S. schools to place students was 42%, and that's not really high. And so for us to boast about 92%, that really speaks to the location of where we're at with being downtown, and then also our abilities to our connections with companies, and then also our abilities to teach students. You know, obviously they'll have their lectures and they'll be book smart in what they need to do, but also real world life, job experiences. One of the great things that we do in its actual class for students is that they practice resume writing. They also practice job interviews. And so during their senior year, they'll have a class just for that and kind of prepping them on how to do interviews, how to create resumes or CV, and then kind of work with that. Okay, you can go next one. And I'll kind of quickly just kind of go through these. Nursing is another type program that we have that we're very proud of as far as with our students and the capabilities of also placing them in hospitals and clinics. Currently right now, which is quite amazing, we have a 100% job placement after graduation. So and with nursing, this is why 100% to me, I don't know if that's realistic, but this is what they're telling me, that we have students, when you do your nursing, you have to pass your nursing national exam to actually be placed within a hospital. So if we're at 100%, that means we're able to teach students the proper way and the right way that they are passing these nursing tests, and then we're able to place them everywhere. And so that's one of the benefits about our program, which is way different than a lot of other universities. But we do have none of the undergraduate, the master's, and the doctoral type programs. This is kind of a niche type program. So this is our music program, and we have a proud heritage of placing or being able to put out students with great music talents. We have quite a few what we'll call musical celebrities that are alumni from us. But our music program is outstanding. It is one of the best within the Southwest regional areas. If not, it's always ranked in the top 5 in top music programs in the whole United States. So it's quite a big area. It's competitive because of our abilities of having students at a high we'll say abilities, that it does create kind of sometimes difficult for students to get in, but if they do get in, it's quite a good privilege. Okay, we can go next one. Just like our music, theater is another big niche that we're able to produce. I don't know if this will kind of relate or not, but in the United States, we have pageants like Miss America. Oklahoma City University has produced more Miss Americas than any other university, or in fact, any other state in the whole United States. So we have been able to, I'm not saying that everybody here is so beautiful and stuff like that, but most of our students come from music and theater. And so we have kind of that privilege of indicating that we have the most Miss Americas that are put out from actually our university. So, but we have celebrities.
I mean, we haven't heard that most of Miss Americas come from your university.
Yeah, it's I mean, I think we've put close to 7. And that's just our university. Most states, like the whole state itself, because most Americas are based off states, the closest that a university has had is close to 2, but we have 7. So I have no idea why. Maybe we have some attraction for Miss Americas. I'm not sure the back end of why or how we're able to do this, but kind of just a kind of interesting statistic about our university. So that's theater. So like I said, we have quite a bit of that with our theater program. We have celebrities, so we do have quite a few people that will teach our classes. We have 2 celebrities. I'm not too sure how big they would be in India, but they're quite popular, that are teaching our students now, and they're alumni from our school, so they decide to come in and teach. So. We do have a law school. We are the only law school that is in the downtown area. So we have of course, there's other universities that have law schools, but in Oklahoma City, we are the only school that has an actual law school. So if you have students that are thinking about doing in law, they would come to our campus, do a bachelor's possibly in like criminal justice or something of that nature, and then they can have this pathway into the law school. So we know that obviously when freshmen come to the campus, there's this sense of maybe, they've traveled so far. There could be a sense of loneliness, a sense of being away from mom and dad and the family. So it's a different time for students. We understand this. And so we want to try to help these students, especially our freshmen, as much as possible. So we've created some dormitories that are very accommodating to the students. We require the freshmen, as a freshman and a sophomore, to stay on campus. So they're required to live on campus. We feel that as students, especially as a freshman coming right out of high school, especially an international student that's traveling so far, that if they're on campus, they get more connected. They can ask us questions. We can try to be more of a family related to them. Our office, as the international office, we try our best to accommodate students as best as possible and help them. We actually do orientations with our freshmen to kind of get them acclimated to Oklahoma and the United States. And so this is our dormitory. Like I said, we have several different dorms. Some are set up similar to like apartments. Some are in dorms. As you can see, we have a swimming pool. I never had a swimming pool when I was in college. Definitely not in my dorm room. And then, of course, we have, cafeteria and food court areas for the students. And like I was saying previously, some of the districts that are right next to the campus, we have an established Indian district and we have established Asian districts. So students can find what they would eat normally, typically at home, maybe a little fusion of American and Indian, but they'll be able to find their foods and stuff. So. Okay, so this is kind of where everything really determines whether a student comes or not. Obviously, tuition, money makes the determination. So this is what it is per semester, and this is without any scholarships or anything. What we have figured out, or what we've done, and I know you'll probably see this with other universities. Is what we've established is a student can take 12 or 16 credit hours. And so what we've realized is if a student takes 12 credit hours, they'll never graduate in 4 years. Mathematically, it's impossible because of the number of credits the student has to accumulate to get their bachelor's, or the number of hours or credits they're having to accumulate. Can't do it. Now, the student can do it within 4 years if they take the 16. So what we've done is we said, okay, we will allow a student to take 12 or 16, keep the price the same, and then that way they graduate. And so that helps the students as far as financially being capable of sustaining being in the U.S. and studying for the 4 years. Also gives the parents this understanding it's going to be 4 years, and not a false realization that now my child is going to have to study for another year just to graduate. Whereas we try to get our students graduated within 12 or within the 4 years. So.
Your fee, particularly for international students, is little low. Is there a living? It's with the living cost itself.
Yeah. So everything there is what the students will pay. So the room and board, and room and board basically means the dormitory that they will live in and the meal plan that they will get. So they will be on a meal plan in which would probably be about 2 meals per day. And that also includes, so that's that portion of it. We also have our health insurance that we require, and it's basically kind of a state law that all international students have health insurance. And then also like supplies, whatever they may need. So you have your tuition and fees, which would be $9.25 per credit. Like I said, they could take 12 or 16, and if they take 16, it's still going to be that price. So that's that one.
And do you have like scholarships as well with this kind of amount? Because this is the cheapest that I've come across.
Yeah. So the scholarship, we do have scholarship now on this PowerPoint. Okay, you can skip this one. This one's graduate. So this has changed. This is kind of an older PowerPoint. So we had a number of ways for students to get scholarships. So one of the things that we've done is change this up, and we've simplified this. So instead of multiple ways students get scholarship, we basically placed it on a student with a GPA.
I think it is 3.25.
Yeah, so
that would be about how much percentage? Because it says 3 GPA right now. So 3.25
right.
would be like 75% or 80%.
So this is, if you can see this is the new scholarship grid. So we've taken out, we basically simplified it strictly just off GPA. So if a student has a 3.0 to 329, it's $9,000. If they have it, and this will reduce on that last screen that talked about the tuition. This will go towards that tuition. So this will reduce $9,000 or $13,000, and it will take it off your tuition. So, and we convert this. So understanding there's a percentage in India that students will get. We can convert that percentage into a US GPA, and this is the scholarship they can get. And one of the benefits with this is it doesn't matter, like a lot of universities will have scholarships like this, but they have a limited amount. For us, it doesn't matter. If you have 20 students coming to us and all of them have a 3.0 GPA, every single one of those students will get $11,000 on their tuition. So that's that one right there. And I will send that. I'll send that to you, so that way you can have it, because that is a great benefit as far as if a student can get $11,000. I mean that's pretty good. That will go towards their tuition and reduce that dollar amount.
And for that, it is only academic requirement. 3.25 GPA. It doesn't count. The profile doesn't count. Say if a child is not academically very good and he's an international tennis player, that will not count, right?
Yeah. So that is one thing. We do have some financial based type scholarships, but that's mostly for students that are currently here that are studying with us that may have gotten to a type of an issue or a problem that just needs some financial assistance. But everything is strictly just based off GPA. Because one of the things that we found out is we've had several students that have had really high GPAs, but we used to have it off of like SATs, TOEFLs, and IELTS, and GPAs, and try to make some formula out of that. And what we've had is we've had students that have performed very well GPA wise, but SATs was so-so. Maybe the IELTS or the TOEFL that they'd taken was just got the minimum, and therefore they weren't maximizing the dollar scholarship amount. So yeah, unfortunately, you know, you may have some students that are an outstanding student, but GPA wise that may not be there. We could still look into it. So if you do have a student that's like that, that's, you know, performs very well, I can still go in and consider possible scholarship for them.
Shall I move to the next one?
Yes. All right, and so this is what we do to, or how students would apply. So they would apply online, very similar to like everything else. All documents
If you don't mind me, can we cut this short? My only query here would be about personal essay and statement. So what exactly are you looking for? Is it like a Common App essay that we are looking at, or you want specific questions to be answered in a personal statement?
Right. So we have our application, and we are also on the Common App. So students can do the Common App and click on us, and then do whatever questions are being asked on the Common App. And then we also have our own application if students want to do that. So there's two kind of ways they can apply to us online, either through the Common App or through our actual application. And our application is just typically just general information as far as like their demographics of, you know, address, stuff of that nature. We will ask the students, very similar to the Common App, we will ask the students to upload a transcript, so their mark sheets within their high school. We do look at like the English proficiency test, the TOEFL or the IELTS, and then a personal statement, essay. So just, you know, talk to them about them and what they want to do. And then, like I said, our GPA that we look at is 275. And I would have to, I'll have to go back and look to see what percentage that is with the Indian education system there. But this is kind of just what we look at. We don't require an SAT. Like I said, for our previous scholarships, we looked at SAT strictly just for scholarship purposes, but now we don't. So at our particular school, students would not, they're more than welcome to take the SAT if they want to, but they're not required. And they don't need it for scholarship purposes. And all the documents can be scanned and placed online. So everything can be really just put online if they need to. So that way they don't have to mail anything to us, which takes time, takes money. We also don't require students to go through an evaluation company, which also takes time and a lot of money to go through an evaluation company. So the students can actually get the transcript from the school, scan it, send it to us, and that would satisfy our needs.
And they can send it to you directly, right? At your email, a.wheelbarger.
Yes, they can. So I know that we do have some students that are like, well, I don't know if I want to apply just yet, but I do want to see if I would be accepted, and then what possibility of a scholarship I would get. We do look at transcripts, and we do answer those questions all the time, and try to help that student understand, are we the right place for them? And then if we are, at that point, they can apply. And I can also waive the scholarship fee. So if you do have students, we did this with another school as far as them not necessarily practicing, but they had several students that have never applied to a college before. And if a student's applying to a college, most colleges are saying, okay, it's $50, $60 for an application. We can actually waive that application so that a student can apply, have that experience of applying, possibly see if, what type of scholarships they can get. So we can do that.
Okay.
And yeah, this is my personal contact. Or they can contact at the very top, that ia@okcu.edu. That's our main office. Within our office, we have two academic advisors that two immigration academic advisors who help the students kind of with the application process. So we basically walk the students with that to them. So we help them with the application. We also have an immigration advisor who helps with our immigrations, any questions that a student may have on immigration. So that's our office. So we try our best to help facilitate and to make sure all of our students know everything that they need to.
All right.
Well, that is us. We're Oklahoma City University. Like I said, what I can do is I do have some more information about the esports management program that I can send to you.
Yes, I would love to have that.
Okay, because I do know that, that's a booming business, and that some students are really,
I'd be interested in. And if you could just mention about the placement opportunities for esports management. Besides that, if students are also entitled to OPT or CPT after esports management, like others, 1 year OPT when they do a non-STEM program, am I right?
Yes. So that
for a
is
STEM
listed.
program, it is 2 years of OPT.
Right, that is correct. So there is, I'm trying to see on our, I do have a little promo flyer for that I can send to you that talks about not only what that does for within the esports business, but what they can do outside of that. So let's say they don't actually get into esports, but that particular program, what it can provide to the students. So I'll send that information to you.
All right.
Aaron, the flyer of esports that you had shared previously, is that the same one, or that is again changed?
No, it should be the same one.
Okay. So I have the esports flyer, so that if you want, I can share that with Neha as of now. But I would be needing the revised presentation from your end, because this
Sure.
was the older one.
Yeah, no worries. Yes, I can send that to you.
Thank you.
Okay, then I'll have to take your leave.
Sure.
I have another commitment coming up. So thank you so much for your time and effort. It was lovely meeting you, and in fact, the presentation was quite insightful. And thank you so much, Afsa, for arranging this. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you so much. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Neha. Take care of
Yeah.
yourself.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Stay healthy. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.